Hey everyone, thanks for joining us here at Colonial. Let's take a look at what's happening in the life of the church. First, we want to let you know that the May-June Connections is available this week. Check your mail for the latest issue or pick up a copy in the lobby. Read all about ways you can connect at Colonial in order to encounter God, grow with others, and impact people. One of the things you'll read about is the men's breakfast coming up this Saturday. I want to personally invite all you guys to join us for this one. It's going to be a great event with guest speaker Wayne Simeon. If there are any basketball fans out there, you'll know who this guy is. You may not know that he has a really awesome testimony of how God entered his life when he was 26, at the peak of his professional career, and called him to follow Jesus and serve him. This is something guys of all ages need to hear, so I hope to see you there bright and early at 7 a.m. on Saturday. Register at colonialkc.org/events. Something else you'll read about in the Connections is our elder-led initiative to pray in May. Here's Elder Leanne Cunningham to tell you more.
I had borrowed a book from a friend of mine at Bible study, and the book was named Outrageous Promise. What impressed me about that book, he wrote about Jesus when he was in the upper room, and he used the passage from John, "I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Son may bring glory to the Father. You can ask for anything in my name and I will do it." God gives an outrageous promise in that passage. It's amazing, and I've never really noticed it before. This outrageous promise that Jesus gave to his disciples and to all of us, it requires something. The first thing we have to do is pray. I knew in my head I needed to pray, but I needed to really feel that in my heart. And so I did. I asked God to burden me with this. So with the pastors and elders at one of our session meetings, I shared this, and it was as if the Holy Spirit came down on the whole room, and we all felt compelled. We need to really be seeking God's vision and to join him in his work. He's already working. What is he doing? We need to discern and work with him. So we're giving the church a lot of opportunities to pray corporately, to come together. We want to hear from Colonial. What do you hear from God? So we're providing a guide and additional verses to pray. Jesus told us how to pray with the Lord's Prayer. And we're using that as our template, so to speak. And so we're taking verses of the Lord's Prayer week by week, and we're focusing on those. There are two things that we'd like our church to recognize. And the first one is to really feel a burden to pray for our church and for the ministries of Colonial and for God's vision and his will. And the second one is to recognize that we are totally dependent on God. And we need to recognize our dependence on God and be humble in front of him.
To get the details about when we are gathering for prayer or how to get a prayer guide, see page 2 of your Connections. Finally, we're excited to invite guest speaker Lieutenant James Downing to speak with Pastor Jim West from the pulpit next Sunday, May 7th. This 103-year-old survivor of the attack of Pearl Harbor will share about his experiences living a life of faith in a world of war and global conflict. He followed an illustrious career in the Navy with more than 50 years working with the Navigators Ministry. Come and meet Lieutenant Downing and ask him about his recently published memoir entitled The Other Side of Infamy. This is an extraordinary event not to be missed. You can get more details about life at Colonial and ways to encounter God, grow with others, and impact people at colonialkc.org.